Good evening, everybody. This is Matt at the Little Cash Homestead, and as I've mentioned before, it is wintertime, and wintertime for me is home improvement season. This is where we do a lot of the interior projects that we have been wanting to do or that I've put on a list to do. What we are unboxing today is a heater. This is an Econo Heat flat panel heater. And the way that these, so we're going to open this up, and I've turned the box around so you guys don't see my name and address. Well, my name, no big deal, but my address. Okay, so these are 400 watt heaters, and let me get the thing out of the box here. There we go. Alright. So that is the not English side. Let me flip this over to the English side. There we go. Okay, so this is the Econo Heat panel heater. I've been aware of these for quite a while, actually back in the day before we moved out of the city. Had a customer who installed several of these in a house that I built because they wanted, you know, the low wattage, and also these help to heat the material behind them and make a nice big section of thermal mass. So it's 400 watt, super slim, easy to install. You can paint it, safe for children, and then it goes into another language. Okay, so we're actually gonna crack open the Econo Heat box. As soon as I figure out how to crack it open without foobarring the box, just in case. Alright. So I'm guessing we're gonna open it from this end, I think. The box is glued, so no matter what, I'm kind of gonna have to cut the box, I think. They're not taped, they're glued. There we go. Now it's starting to peel apart. Okay. Maybe. Looks like I'm gonna have to cut this in. There we go. Alright. So now we're gonna slide the panel out. Alright. So I don't remember exactly what I paid for this. It wasn't too bad, like 70 bucks maybe or something like that. I'll put a link in the video in the show notes. So it's pretty well packaged. Now this thing has a couple of different things here. So you can, here's the hardware that goes with it. Okay, this is the pins if you want to put it in. Like Closet Made has a pin system where you drill a hole, you drive the mount in, and then you drive the pin into the mount. Me personally, let me untie this part here. I'm not going to pull the hardware off the cable just yet, but I am going to untie the power cable. Me personally, I'm more inclined to use these. This is the wall dog section. These are great for drywall. I love wall dogs. I would rather use a wall dog than a friction pin to mount just about anything. In fact, a lot of things around the house here are mounted with wall dogs because they really hold quite well. Apparently, this is not the hardwire model. Okay, I thought I was getting the hardwire model, but it's not. This one has a cord. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and pull that out. So this is the back of the panel. It has its own thermostat. And when you look at the profile of this, they're pretty thin. They're about 3/8 to a 1/2 inch. And these have the wiring, the coil wiring, heating coils, embedded in this ceramic panel. So essentially you'll take your mount, whichever mount you decide to use, and I better make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Go ahead and tip that up just a little bit. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. And so you take the wall dog side and you screw that in, and then this basically just sits in here, right? And then you take this pin and push it on through. And what that does, it creates an inch space so the front will get warm. And like I said, I had a customer, I did a complete historic restoration on their building, and they put these in every room as kind of like a cool season, like fall and spring heat. And it was an all brick building, so the back side was heating that thermal mass, which in those moderate times of the year would really help keep that building warm. So we're basically going to do the same thing. This is going to go in my bathroom, and it's going to connect to a GFCI. I was going to hardwire it, but maybe things will change. We haven't decided that yet. My first bathroom, my second bathroom has heating ducts. It has heating ducts from both the backup wood furnace and from the air source heat pump. The primary bathroom has no heating ducts. I have no idea why there are no heating ducts in there, and I kind of overlooked it when we bought the house, and I started installing the backup systems and things like that, and I completely overlooked putting a heating duct in that primary bathroom. So we're going to put this flat panel heater on it instead and turn that bathroom wall into a giant thermal mass. And what we will probably do is we're going to repaint that bathroom anyway, and I will probably either put some Insulad or some Thermacell in that paint to give it that thermal-reflective quality. So basically you're radiating the heat back into the room. For those of you who are not familiar with Insulad and or Thermacell, it's a fantastic product. I use it in pretty much all the paint when we do a new indoor grow system or an indoor aquaponics system. Anytime I work on those, if I'm setting up another area or a new section, I always paint that section with Insulad or Thermacell in my paint, and I'll put a couple of good layers on so that we really get that UV radiating back onto the plant. In this case, this is the heater, and down here, this is the EconoHeat model 0603A. High temperatures may be generated under certain abnormal conditions. Do not fully or partially cover the front of this heater. You can paint it, but you cannot cover it. According to the box, you can paint it. And in one of the houses that we did way back in the day when we put these in, they were painted to match the interior of the decor, and they actually kind of just blended in. You couldn't even hardly see them unless you were looking for them. Okay, so just want to give you an unboxing video. Once we get this installed, then I'll show it to you installed. This is Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much, and have a good night. Good evening, YouTube. This is Matt with the Low Cash Homestead, and tonight we are going to install a heater. Before we can install that heater, I would like to remind you to please give us a like, give us a subscribe, and click that little bell. Since we're installing a heater, you might be wondering, why are we looking at a can of Zinsser primer? Well, my wife has not yet decided what color she wants this bathroom to be, so we're going to give it a good coat of primer, and in that primer we're going to add Insulad. You guys have heard of this before. This is a micro ceramic, and the competitor is called ProCell. No, I'm sorry. The competitor is called Thermacells. And I actually have some more of that on the way. This particular Insulad, I can still get it. You can still get it. You can order it directly from Insulad. But, you know, Amazon is where I get things. So we have some Thermacells coming for the next project because we're going to use up the rest of this bag of Insulad. So basically, you just stir it into the paint, which is what I'm going to do in this bucket. We're going to primer this, and then we're going to come back and install the heater after all the primer dries. This is Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. It's pretty toasty in here. Does have a little bit of a smell. That's supposed to stop in a couple of days. But it's pretty warm in here. Good news is, last winter time is when I do a lot of home improvement projects, I put in this timer so I won't burn up. Lots of energy getting rid of that. That'll shut off in about an hour. This is Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. Have a good night.